morning to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Dr. Princess Fomi Enkok, speaking to you live from Saudi Arabia. People know me as your life strategist and your vision midwife, because what I help you to do is gain clarity in your vision. Perhaps you are a professional who's looking to gain promotion and you've kind of hit a ceiling. This is where you need to be so that you can actually gain clarity. If you are somebody who is an emerging entrepreneur, this is exactly the place to be. I tried to do this on live on Facebook earlier, but the internet out here in Saudi is not that great. Although it's a beautiful day in Saudi Arabia. So I quickly want to talk a little bit about you can't escape life. This is part one of you cannot escape life. Can I say that again? You cannot escape life. A lot of times we go through a lot and we seem overwhelmed. We're very overwhelmed by so many things that's going on in our lives, and we are tempted to want to just close our eyes and not address the things that needs to be addressed. A lot of times we wish that if we closed our eyes, there are some things that are going on in our lives which we do have control over that we do not, but we're not ready to take action on. We hope that when we wake up or open our eyes, they've begun. A lot of times we think that we can pray things out of the way. Well, that happens too, but here's the thing: we cannot escape life, right? As long as you're breathing, you have a role to play in your life. And so yesterday I was studying up. How many of you know that as a nurse practitioner you need to continue to study? And I was studying on, and I stumbled upon one nursing theoretical framework which I did back in school, but I guess I forgot, right? And this has to do with existentialism. It's called Yellum's existentialism. Yeah, it's mouthful, so just bear with me as I speak through it. Existentialism. And what does this say? It talks about our individual role versus the choice that we make, right? The connection between the role that we play as an individual in a community versus the choices that we make. And here are some prepositions that Yellum proposed. He said, number one, we must recognize that life, right, at times is not fair, and neither is it just. We have to recognize that. A lot of times many of us are just walking around upset at everybody because we just feel like this is not fair, that is not fair, this is not fair. But here's the thing: Yellum theory of existentialism say, number one, the first preposition is recognize that life ain't fair, right? Life ain't fair. Then number two, recognize that there is no escape from some of life's pain, right? As long as you're breathing, there will be pain and there will be joy. There will be time that you're in pain. There will be time that you're experiencing elation. So you have to recognize that there is no escape from either or. All right. And then number three, he says, recognize that no matter how close you get to everybody else, at some point in your life, you must face life alone. Right? So a lot of times, many of us have friends. There are times you have a lot of friends. There are times then all of a sudden all the friends are gone, and there are times you find yourself alone. There are times you and somebody is doing something and then you find out that they're doing something else. So there's a lot of things that happen. Or perhaps you're doing something and then somebody else hijacks it and go ahead and start doing it. So there's a lot of things that happen. Recognize that no matter how much you love somebody, no matter how close you are to that person, the time is going to come where you're going to have to stand by yourself and face life alone. So when we have this recognition, right, let me look at another preposition for you. Another preposition is you will face issues of life and death. Therefore, live your life to the fullest, live it honestly, and don't be caught up in trivialities. Whoa, that's a good one right there. Don't be caught up in trivialities. Many of us right now, we're so caught up, we're spending our energy on trivialities. We're wasting our God-given talent. We're wasting the time that God has given us on the face of this earth with trivialities. So he says, you will face the issues of life and death. Therefore, live your life to the fullest and honestly. And then not only that, don't get caught up in trivialities. And finally, I love this theory. This is a nursing theory, by the way. I love this theory. It says, finally, you must make the ultimate, or take the ultimate responsibility for the way that you live your life. It's not your daddy's fault. It's not your yeah, well, they might have contributed to it. Their genes might have contributed to it. They might have done something to you or add to you. But at the end of the day, once you grow up, particularly when you're hitting 18 and above, you're now responsible. So quit hanging on the fact that somebody did you wrong when you were younger. Quit hanging on the fact that you think that, oh my God, now you can't live life because somebody did something when you were 3. Look, if I were to want to live life, right, depending on all the things that has happened to me in this life, I'm telling you one thing, I will not be able to get up in the morning. Do you hear me? Even if I were to rely on the things that are even happening right now in my life, I would not be able to get up. So recognize that ultimately the responsibility is yours. So until next time, be inspired, be motivated, be of sentimental value. Know that you are the hero in your life story. Write your story brilliantly. Do not allow anybody to write your story. Until next time, this is Dr. Princess Fumi Nkok saying it. Ciao.